Hello, I'm Tyler Pedersen with the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board. I'm the Design Project Manager for the Hiawatha Golf Course Area Master Planning Project. I'll be presenting along with Andy Mitten, the project's landscape architect, and Jen Kaler, one of the project engineers. This master plan, when approved, will be an amendment to the larger Nokomis-Hiawatha Regional Park Master Plan that was approved in 2015. Thank you for joining the design team and me for this presentation of the draft preferred design alternative. Our preference would have been to present this information to you in person, but in light of the COVID-19 environment, we are not able to do so. This online format is a bit new to us, and we appreciate your flexibility. We hope to reach more people because it's online and more accessible. Before we jump into the details of the preferred alternative, we want to remind people this project was driven by the Board of Commissioners' passing of Resolution 2018-230, which indicates the following directives. Pursue a reduced pumping scenario as conceptualized in Alternative B from the 2017 assessment. At a minimum, provide a flood-resilient and ecologically driven 9-hole configuration for a golf course on the property. Reflect appropriate methods of recognizing the role of Hiawatha Golf Course and the history of black golfers in the Minneapolis park system. It is important to highlight that this draft plan reflects the wide variety of input received during the public input process. This includes input from the Community Advisory Committee members and the general public. To date, this has included 7 CAC meetings, 2 rounds of focus group sessions focused on golf in general, African American history at Minneapolis golf courses, Indigenous peoples history, environmental topics, and neighborhood concerns. 2 public input surveys, one related to the project vision and one gathering input on the 3 preliminary alternatives of the plan presented in 2019, and a prioritization of plan elements by the CAC members, of which protection of homes from groundwater intrusion is the first and highest priority. Early on in the master planning process, we worked with the CAC and the public to develop a vision statement and a set of guiding principles for this area, intending to capture what the group hopes the Hiawatha Golf Course area will become through the implementation of the master plan. The project's vision is a high-level, ambitious statement that captures the inspiration for the future that does not identify specific details, but rather guides the plan. The vision statement developed is: the Hiawatha Golf Course area is a unique destination providing a welcoming and equitable park experience for both the surrounding community and regional park users that is ecologically responsible, addresses water management needs, and respectful of the site's natural and cultural history. Park development will have a long-term focus for year-round passive and active recreation, where golf and other recreation will interface with ecology and art to provide a flood-resilient design. Park development will have a long-term focus for year-round passive and active recreation, where golf and other recreation will interface with ecology and art to provide a flood-resilient design that is accessible, connected, and celebrates the spirit of Minneapolis. The 2015 Nokomis-Hiawatha Regional Park Master Plan divided its park vision into 3 categories: natural resources, circulation and connectivity, and recreation. We've done the same and added a 4th, community and equity. These 4 categories are embedded within the vision and make up the themes of the guiding principles. The vision is the project's aspiration, and the guiding principles are the goals that get us there. The natural resource guiding principles are: honor water, provide a flood-resilient design, protect homes, lower flood impacts, reduce trash, enhance ecological benefits, improve water quality, reuse pumped groundwater. The community and equity guiding principles are: create equitable experiences and spaces, celebrate history, support sustainability, reduce barriers and encourage access, minimize negative impacts to the adjacent neighborhood. The recreation guiding principles are: envision golf as a mainstay, provide golf and golf learning opportunities, diversify recreation and create unique experiences, and enhance gathering spaces. The connectivity and circulation guiding principles are: create connections, create cohesive and complementary solutions, reduce barriers, and encourage access. At the last Community Advisory Committee meeting, the CAC approved the following 26 priorities, including a top priority of protect homes from groundwater intrusion, including engineering analysis. All of the following priorities are included in the master plan or have been answered in recent updates except for number 10. Provide a plan to retain the 18-hole golf course with alternative ways to reduce pumping. This item is not possible with the board's direction for a flood-resilient course. This is also covered in recent updates, all of which can be found on the project's webpage. The goal of this presentation is to provide an overview of the draft preferred design alternative and gather final feedback and comments before we complete the draft master plan document, which will house more information and in greater detail. At this point, we are looking for specific and constructive feedback about the draft preferred design alternative as presented. We will not be performing a wholesale redesign of this site, as this plan already reflects significant public input. We have combined the direction of the Board of Commissioners, all community engagement to date, the CAC's vision and guiding principles, and the CAC's priorities to guide this draft preferred design alternative. Below this video, you will find links to the online survey to collect public input, the draft preferred design alternative document in PDF format, and the project's webpage. This input survey will be available through May 1st. In addition to the input on the draft preferred design alternative today, there will be 2 more opportunities to provide public input on the master plan document during the official public comment period and during the public hearing later this summer. We've put together several images to provide you with some general characteristics of the plan. Here's active recreation golf, and upland habitat preservation and ecological restoration. Wetland habitat preservation and ecological restoration, and open water management. Neighborhood gathering space and community gathering space. Hiawatha Maintenance Facility and Nature First Habitat. Multi-use paved trail and natural surface pedestrian trail. Golf cart path and water trail. Nature-inspired play and canoe and kayak storage. And fishing pier and bridge.
We will start with a high-level overview of the preferred plan and how it fits within the context of Nokomis Hiawatha Regional Park. We will then explore the plan in further detail to discuss the key recreational, ecological, and functional features of the plan. The master plan for the Hiawatha Golf Course area covers approximately 160 acres. This includes all of the land that falls within the existing golf course fence line, as well as some open spaces outside the fence to the west and south. Generally, the footprint of the master plan extends from Minnehaha Parkway North to 43rd Street, and from Longfellow Avenue East to the western edge of Lake Hiawatha. Our plan seamlessly connects to existing trails within the regional park on the northeast and southeast corners of the site, as well as providing connections to the surrounding neighborhood at the northwest corner, the clubhouse area, and at the southwest corner. When looking at this space, you will notice the shift from an 18-hole golf course covering the majority of the site with limited public access to a site that supports diversified uses while still supporting a par 36 9-hole golf course and practice facilities. Ultimately, this plan improves access for all users. The proposed trails provide numerous connections to the surrounding neighborhood and the larger regional park. These trails include paved trails for bicyclists and pedestrians, natural surface trails for pedestrians, and bridges and boardwalks over low areas and open water. These trails provide multiple routes and opportunities for people to move through the site and form a loop trail around Lake Hiawatha that was desired by the public. The proposed improvements in the existing clubhouse area will not only support golf, but also serve as a new year-round hub for the surrounding community. Water is a prominent feature of the site, returning this land to its historic condition as a large wetland complex along Minnehaha Creek. Improved water management allows the site to be more ecologically driven and flood resilient. This approach reduces pumping that is currently needed to dewater the golf course. The MPRB understands that this reduction in pumping is one of the primary concerns of the public. A new groundwater pumping system is proposed to protect homes as part of the master plan. By creating this new open water area and connecting it with Minnehaha Creek and Lake Hiawatha, this space improves the flood resiliency of the site. It also allows the MPRB and City of Minneapolis to help address other water management needs in the watershed and provides opportunities to preserve and restore habitat and improve the ecological function of the site. The master plan provides numerous new ways to access and experience Minnehaha Creek and Lake Hiawatha. On the north shore of the lake, adjacent to the existing Hiawatha Community Center, the plan proposes a new fishing pier and boat storage and launch location. Additionally, the clubhouse area will serve as a revitalized community gathering space where a connection to the water will be established with a small beach. This will provide opportunities for seating near the water, a launch for canoes and kayaks, as well as rentals and storage for personal boats. A water trail is provided through newly constructed wetlands, welcoming paddlers to explore Minnehaha Creek and Lake Hiawatha in new ways. The open water areas will remain non-motorized. Ecological restoration is a critical component of the plan, with targeted upland and riparian zones throughout the site, and even within the out-of-play areas of the golf course. Based on feedback from the public, you will see several areas of the site that will either preserve existing habitat or provide new habitat. These are called Nature First habitat areas on the plan and are set aside to minimize human impact to wildlife. Additionally, with the goal of creating an accessible winter recreation destination in South Minneapolis, a winter recreation overlay for the site has been developed. We will explore these amenities further later in the presentation. From here, we will discuss some of the key features of the preferred alternative in more detail. You will see several experiences that are identified at different locations throughout the park. During the community engagement process for the master plan, themes were identified with input from the public to enrich the park experience and tell the story of the cultural and natural history of the site. The experience themes lend themselves to the creation of public art and interactive experiences for park users. The descriptions of the experience in the plan represent a brief synopsis of these ideas that should be explored further as the plan is implemented over time.
With regards to water management, as Tyler previously mentioned, the Park Board understands the concerns of the public related to the proposed reductions in groundwater pumping. The Park Board is committed to pursuing further monitoring of pumping and regional groundwater levels in partnership with the City of Minneapolis. This additional data will be used to refine the groundwater model calibration to be used in future phases of this project. This includes the design and engineering of an entirely new pumping system to be located in the northwest corner of the site. Since pumping cannot be entirely eliminated, the Park Board is viewing this pumped water as a resource, and the plan has identified numerous opportunities to reuse this water on site. The estimated magnitude of pumping that will still be needed to protect homes may support a variety of uses throughout the year. These uses could include golf course irrigation, a passive heating and cooling system for the new facilities proposed in the clubhouse area, as well as toilet flushing at those facilities, snowmaking for winter recreation such as cross-country skiing, and the creation of water features or art at the site. Additionally, the Hiawatha Golf Course area was historically part of a wetland complex along Minnehaha Creek and has always been part of the creek's floodplain. It will also remain as part of the floodplain as part of the preferred alternative as well. The proposed alternative preserves the existing floodplain storage while providing a more flood-resilient design for the golf course and overarching park design. This design can better accommodate the complicated hydrology and anticipated flows resulting from our changing climate, including more frequent extreme rain events. The storm sewer diversion at the northwest corner of the site will provide opportunities to reduce flooding in the upstream watershed, as well as collect and remove trash from the system, which has been a significant concern to the surrounding community. The open water wetland complex will help remove sediment and phosphorus loads as well before reaching Lake Hiawatha. It's estimated that this system will be able to remove more than 100 pounds of total phosphorus during each growing season. This is a level that helps the City of Minneapolis and the Park Board achieve approximately 25% of their total phosphorus load reduction as required by the EPA-approved total maximum daily load study for the lake. This is also required as part of their MS4 stormwater permit. One of the site's experiences, called the Stormwater Terrace, is located near the storm sewer diversion, and it provides an opportunity for engaging to learning about stormwater management and all the different ways the site's design can protect and improve the water resources, including the removal of trash entering the lake. It provides space for interpretive signage, public art, and interactive education. Improvements around the community gathering space will include new facilities and expansion of the parking lot, so stormwater runoff from these redeveloped areas will need to be managed to meet the City of Minneapolis and the Minnehaha Creek stormwater management requirements. These methods will include implementation of stormwater green infrastructure best management practices, such as bioretention and infiltration, stormwater planters, tree trenches, or permeable pavements. There may also be opportunities for reuse of stormwater runoff at the site, along with the reuse of the pumped groundwater. In addition to the water management features, restoration of well-established native prairies and riparian buffers can help stabilize soils and reduce the movement of sediment and other pollutants into nearby resources, thereby improving runoff water quality overall.
The golf community values the Hiawatha Golf Course, not only for its inclusive history with African American golfers and its proximity to the city, but also its significance as a learning facility. The golf course will be designed to be an inclusive and accessible par 36 9-hole course, catering to players of all skill levels. Some golf carts will remain for those who wish to use one. However, the plan will focus on the walkability of the course. Additionally, the course layout will be designed considering integration with other uses in the park, providing the appropriate safety margins and buffers to eliminate fencing and netting where possible. The programming will focus on learning the game of golf and inviting non-golfers to start playing. The MPRB will continue programs like the First Tee of the Twin Cities and Minneapolis public school teams can offer the next generation a chance to learn the game and the values golf teaches. While offering a space for learning, the design will also provide enough interest and challenge for the more advanced golfer. The redesign of Hiawatha Golf Course will include comprehensive practice facilities such as a driving range and multiple putting and chipping areas. The new clubhouse will include a point-of-sale space, small pro shop with essentials and gifts, golf equipment rentals, informal lockers, a trophy display, and access to golf pros. Golf simulators and a multi-purpose classroom will also be available in the new main building. Although the course will remain in the floodplain of Minnehaha Creek, it will be designed to be more flood resilient, improving drainage, elevating all golf play spaces above the normal water levels on Lake Hiawatha, and elevating critical features such as greens and tees above the 10% annual chance flood elevation. Additionally, the design will focus on improved drainage from the golf course area so there is a quicker recovery time and golf rounds resume faster with less loss in revenue. Out-of-play areas will provide opportunities for ecological restoration, habitat creation, and development of additional flood storage. Pumped water will be used for irrigation. The proposed changes at the site align with the MPRB's plan to pursue certification of the golf course through the Audubon Cooperative Sanctuary Program for Golf. This program helps golf courses protect the environment and preserve the natural heritage of the game of golf through a variety of components, including environmental planning, wildlife and habitat management, chemical use reduction and safety, water conservation, water quality management, outreach, and education. 2 park experiences have been identified to celebrate the significance of golf at Hiawatha. All Are Welcome is intended to celebrate heroes like Solomon Hughes, Jimmy Slemons, and other people of color for their pioneering efforts at Minneapolis golf courses. As the process moves forward, the MPRB will partner with African American golfers and leaders in the golf community to incorporate a tribute to these heroes through the golf course facilities so that every aspect of the golf experience is welcoming. The MPRB recognizes it is critical to develop a program at the course that attracts new players and supports the learning and education of new and seasoned golfers. A place to learn experience at the community gathering area is an opportunity to attract and inspire members of the community to learn the game of golf. As we previously highlighted in the overview, there are 3 gathering areas within the preferred alternative, 2 with a neighborhood focus and 1 larger area with community focus. Neighborhood gathering is enhanced at the North Shore adjacent to the Lake Hiawatha Recreation Center with picnic facilities, a passive open space, and water access point. The backyard is a new neighborhood park at the northwest corner of the site. The existing character of this edge of the site is retained and is enhanced with new opportunities for the neighborhood to gather. This includes picnic facilities, a unique nature play area, a variety of seating options, and trail connections to the surrounding neighborhood and regional park. Because of its proximity to the groundwater pumping system, the backyard will integrate supporting infrastructure into the design. There are a variety of potential uses for this pumped water that are being explored throughout the site. This provides a unique opportunity to highlight this reuse through a public art installation or through interactive play features that utilize water. Redevelopment at the existing clubhouse area on the hill provides an opportunity for a larger community gathering space that overlooks the golf course and lake. 2 new buildings have been envisioned that will be shared by golfers, the neighborhood residents, and regional park visitors. The new main park building will house several shared assets including a restaurant and bar, banquet space, kitchen, restrooms, walk-up food window, informal lockers, multi-purpose classroom, open space for golf simulators, large decks, with various seating options and fire pits for extended seasons, along with separate dog-friendly terrace. It is situated to take advantage of views of the golf course and views to new open water of the expanded lake, Hiawatha. The two-story building is set into the hillside and is the same relative height as the existing clubhouse. The new golf clubhouse sits to the south of the main building and is attached by a shared deck. It will include a point-of-sale space, small pro shop with essentials and gifts, golf equipment rentals, informal lockers, a trophy display, access to golf pros, and access to a golf simulator and multi-purpose classroom. There is an opportunity to bring wooden post and beam elements of the existing clubhouse into the new clubhouse, where we're proposing a pergola over the deck facing out over the course and the lake. At the new edge of the lake, a small building for summer and winter rentals will be situated on a platform structure that elevates its floor level above the existing flood elevation. It's adjacent to a small beach that will serve as a launch for canoes and kayaks. This will include rentals as well as storage for personal boats. Visitors may rent canoes or kayaks from this location during the warmer months, and in the winter will serve as skate rental and warming house for the proposed winter ice skating loop. This new connection provides an opportunity for the creation of the connection to water experience that can provide an opportunity to visually showcase complex hydrology and water level fluctuations day to day on Minnehaha Creek and Lake Hiawatha. The new parking lot takes advantage of the existing parking surface as much as possible and opens up a large rainwater garden in the center and expands parking to the south. Upon arrival to the site, vehicles entering the existing drive will be greeted with a lovely view of one of the putting greens and an overlook of the golf course and lake. Parking is available to the right or left of the drive, and a drop-off area located to the left in front of the new buildings. To the extent possible, this area will be designed through the lens of ecology and sustainability, planned for meeting LEED and site certifications, and with the facilities using passive heating and cooling.
The preferred design alternative enhances the opportunities for winter recreation at the site, something valued by the community. It creates a winter recreation destination in the heart of South Minneapolis, allowing residents to get out and enjoy the Minnesota winters. The new year-round community gathering space will serve as a jumping-off point for the park's winter recreation activities and include gathering spaces, access to food, winter equipment rentals, and an outdoor patio with fire pits. Winter activities will include a 4 to 5 kilometer groomed cross-country ski trail, a cross-country ski stadium area, a sledding area on the slope near the clubhouse, an ice skating loop and nearby warming house, winter walking trails, ice fishing, and fat biking on groomed trails on the Minnehaha Creek and Lake Hiawatha as conditions allow. The winter recreation program will include a snowmaking system utilizing the pumped groundwater for more consistent recreation opportunities throughout the winter. Like other locations within the park system, the MPRB will work in partnership with nonprofit organizations to program, operate, and maintain the cross-country ski trail system.
The preferred alternative balances the desired recreation activities with the restoration of a variety of ecosystems throughout the site. This integrates ecological restoration within the golf course, the creation of open water aquatic habitat, wetland and shoreline restoration areas, the establishment of riparian buffers, as well as upland prairies and oak savanna similar to the pre-European settlement landscape. The plan protects existing areas of important habitat for wildlife that were identified by the public through the process. Additionally, the restoration areas also create varying types of habitat, provide educational opportunities, and can help mitigate the impacts of climate change. These restored areas can sequester or store atmospheric carbon dioxide in the plant and soil materials, and these areas are also more resilient to the highly variable flows on Minnehaha Creek, resulting from the more frequent and extreme storm events. The restoration plan should target vegetation and plantings that are appropriate for the site's complex hydrologic conditions. Additionally, the restoration will select plantings that reduce maintenance needs while optimizing the land use experience and the preservation or creation of wildlife and pollinator habitat. This includes the use of bee lawns in passive open turf spaces. Based on feedback from the public, there are areas within the site called Nature First habitat that minimize human influence on these areas. Use is limited to a water trail and a pedestrian-only natural surface trail which passes adjacent to these areas. This natural surface trail winds through restored ecological habitat and provides an opportunity for the Dakota, the original inhabitants of this area, to tell their story. Through conversations during this process, the Dakota shared their views on how the landscape and its resources are precious and honored, especially water. And as the master plan is implemented, the Park Board will continue to build their relationship with the Dakota community. This ongoing collaboration will develop a meaningful park experience that honors the Dakota, their history, and their story today as people move through the landscape along this trail. Throughout the process, the public also indicated that they valued the open space, the quiet, and the access to nature that this area of the park provides within the heart of South Minneapolis. The preferred alternative celebrates these qualities with several different park experiences. Taking advantage of an existing high point on the southeast side of the site, the urban nature experiences is intended to highlight the juxtaposition of nature in an urban setting. This experience includes the creation of an iconic tower or overlook that allows for views of the wildlife and the lake below, while providing a new perspective of downtown Minneapolis from this high point. Minnehaha Creek, the backbone of South Minneapolis, is a highly managed and modified natural waterway flowing through the site. The Celebrating Minnehaha Creek experience, located on the south end of the site where the creek enters the park, allows park users to engage with the creek, which could include highlighting the watershed and stream history, crowdsourcing data collection, or even the installation of art that provides real-time visualization of flows on the creek. Located on a newly formed island within the restored wetland, the Island Respite experience encourages interaction and exploration with nature at the water's edge. This space provides an opportunity to step into nature, take a breath, and enjoy a tranquil setting to take in the sunrise overlooking the water.
The design of the water management system will require long-term maintenance to be successful. A maintenance plan will be developed as part of the final design and engineering. It will be critical that the future design of these features consider long-term access for maintenance and removal of accumulated trash and sediment. An adaptive vegetation management plan, including an integrated pest management system, should be developed for the site as part of the final project design. Maintenance during the establishment period, as well as long-term maintenance, is critical for a successful ecological restoration. The site will be hydraulically connected to Minnehaha Creek and Lake Hiawatha. Therefore, management measures for common carp and other aquatic invasive species should be included in the project design. The project is split into 6 budget categories: regional water management, park features, golf course enterprise, restaurant enterprise, winter activity enterprise, and other enterprises. Regional water management and park feature categories generally draw from a managing agency's general fund, which can be supported by many funding sources. Golf course, restaurant, winter, and other enterprise categories generally draw from the MPRB Enterprise Fund or a separate partnering agency's funds. The regional water management category includes, but is not limited to, stormwater, groundwater, wetland, and shoreline improvements. Capital costs are about $5 million and paid for by the City of Minneapolis, grants from the state and federal governments, and wetland banking. Operations and maintenance costs are about $60,000 per year, and funding is provided by the City of Minneapolis. The park features category includes, but is not limited to, picnic and play areas, fields, plantings, trails, experiences, parking, lighting, and other utilities. Capital costs are about $16 million and paid for by various grants from the local, state, and federal sources, and philanthropy. Operations and maintenance costs are about $233,000 per year, and funding is provided by the Metropolitan Council Regional Parks Operation and Maintenance Funds. The course enterprise category includes, but is not limited to, the golf course, irrigation, cart paths, driving range, practice facilities, and the clubhouse. Capital costs are about $11 million and paid for by the MPRB Enterprise Fund and net revenue over time. Operations and maintenance costs are about $500,000 per year, and funding is provided by revenue generated by the golf course and the MPRB Enterprise Fund. Any net profit will be put back into the Enterprise Fund. The restaurant enterprise category includes, but is not limited to, the main building, kitchen and bar, and deck and patio areas. Capital costs are a little over $6 million and paid for by the partnering restaurateur and net revenue over time. Operations and maintenance costs are about $184,000 per year, and funding is provided by revenue generated by the partnering restaurateur. Net profit will be to the restaurateur and the MPRB Enterprise Fund. The winter activity enterprise category includes, but is not limited to, the snowmaking system, grooming equipment, ski trails, and equipment rentals. Capital costs are about $4 million and paid for by the winter recreation partner, net revenue over time, and philanthropy. Operations and maintenance costs are about $130,000 per year, and funding is provided by revenue and philanthropy. The other enterprise category includes but is not limited to the lakeside building, kayak launches and racks, and paddling rentals. Capital costs are about $500,000 and paid for by a partnering concessionaire and net revenue over time. Operations and maintenance costs are about $5,000 per year, and funding is provided by revenue generated by the partnering concessionaire. Net profit will be to the concessionaire and the enterprise fund. The table of costs shows each budget category and the total amount for capital costs, including additional contingency and design and permitting fees. Estimated capital cost is about $43 million. The operations and maintenance, revenue, and profit table shows the annual balance of the budget to be sustainable. The goal of this project is to be financially balanced. These categories will become clearer as the master plan evolves and is finalized in the coming months. There are a few key takeaways for cost, revenue, and funding. There are many ways to pay for these improvements. Budget categories in the enterprise fund are run like a business. Net revenues are put back into the fund or reinvested in their operation. This plan is only a starting point, and partnerships are essential. Over the next few weeks, we'll be collecting your input, then creating the draft master plan document. When the draft master plan document is released for the standard 45-day public comment period, you will be able to make comments on that. After we have your input, we'll assemble the final master plan and bring it to the Board of Commissioners for their approval. This fall, the master plan will be reviewed by the Met Council for their approval. Below this video, you will find links to the online survey to collect public input, the draft preferred design alternative document in PDF format, and the project's webpage. This input survey will be available through May 1st. Thank you very much.